Well, here we are today. I have the great privilege of being with Matt Greibrok. Matt, I want to ask you a few questions just about your journey with Sanco and what you're doing, what you're excited about for the future. It's really remarkable that we get the opportunity to have people in our organization who have worked here for long, extensive times. And you're one of those individuals amongst really a pretty large group. And so our goal here is just to get some input and feedback from you, learn a little bit more about you, and have this kind of be a catalyst that we can use to talk to others in our organization about what they've done here at Sanco Services and the longevity that they've had. So let's kick it off.
All
right. A few months ago, you celebrated kind of a big milestone here at Sanco. So I just want you to tell us a little bit about that and what that milestone was, and start there.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, back in December of 2023, I did celebrate my 45th year in this business.
45 years.
Most of that's been with the Sanco company. I've been with the Thermo King organization, all of that part of it, but
Yep.
a lot of those 45 years have been with the Sanco organization. And when I think about that, when I first jumped into this business when I was basically 16, 17 years old, I didn't even know what this was.
Yeah.
And to be able to grow with all the people that I've grown with over the years, it's been pretty extraordinary for me to do that for a business that I had no idea what it even was when I jumped into it. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. So talking a little bit about that, one of the things is tell us about the different roles that you've had. Obviously, you started with Thermo King, and there was a different ownership group at that time compared to what it is today. But it'd be interesting for people within our organization to kind of understand some of the different roles that Matt has had. And I know you've had a lot of them over the years, so you might miss a few, but just kind of generally, if you could give us an overview.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
absolutely. So when I first started, I was putting parts away in the parts department, sweeping floors,
And how old were you, Matt?
16 years old.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So I started part-time when I was junior in high school,
Yep.
and that's the duties that I was started with. And as it kind of evolved and I got through my high school career and then I went on to some vocational school, I stayed working part-time. And within a few years, I became the parts manager. And then over the years, I was in the operations side for operations manager. Had some general management experience over the years.
Yep.
And then I've also been involved heavily, and I still am today, with some sales aspects of the business. But in all those different roles, it's just been a real growth pattern to just get to all those points. And you don't get there by yourself. You do it with the people that are surrounding you, your coworkers, your customers, all the relationships that you build. That's
Yeah.
how you get to grow through all those things. So I currently am doing the Vice President of Business Development for our companies, for Sanco Enterprises, which encompasses all 5 of our companies that we have today.
Yep.
And I've been in that role now for probably about 6, 7 years, I guess, somewhere in that neighborhood.
You've had a lot of involvement in really all aspects of Sanco Enterprises. I mean, I feel like you have had touch points in everything from the equipment side to obviously Sanco Services division, Sanco Enterprises as that got really developed, and of course Thermo King. Out of all of those things, tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're most proud of, that you've been a part of over the years.
Proud moments, I think, in this company for me has been once we decided that Thermo King was great for our business, and it still is today, but to be able for us as a company to decide we need to diversify and start jumping into some new opportunities. And our first big diversification, of course, was getting into the Bobcat business, which is where Sanco Equipment came from, which started in 2003. And another big one that I'm really proud to see happen was the Sanco Service side of it. Sanco Services came out of a need that started in May of 2007, I believe it was, with some needs to put some APUs on a customer's site, which we started doing that, and that just evolved into a whole company in itself that today, as you all know, has become a real catalyst for us there. So watching those two things come into it. And then as we've taken on other new opportunities inside of our Sanco Equipment business, the Sanco Spotter stuff, all the different leasing assets we have out there, those have just been exciting growth opportunities to watch develop and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about why have you stayed with Sanco or Thermo King for so many years?
People.
Okay.
It's really about people. It's about relationships with people. And when I say people, I'm talking about internal, like all of us as co-workers. That's important, very important to me. It's also the people that we do business with, vendor relationships that we have with all of the vendors we do business with.
Sure.
Those relationships, and of course, our customer base. I mean, the customers is what makes us happen, and that's who helps us keep going. But building those relationships with people is what this business is all about.
And knowing a little bit about you, I see that you have developed some great outside relationships with people from inside the business, whether they be customers or whether they be vendors. And so tell us a little bit about maybe a couple of relationships that you've developed over the years with people that you've been introduced to through Sanco and Thermo King.
Yeah, from a vendor perspective, there's some vendor people that I've worked with probably for 30 plus years.
Sure.
And you don't just become business relationships, you become personal. We've done personal things together. I also have some customer relationships with a couple people that we do a lot of things outside of business. We do business together, but we spend time with each other, with their families, with their spouses. I've watched some of these, a couple of relationships, I've watched their kids grow up.
Yeah.
I just went to one of those senior basketball game, and I remember when he was probably 5 years old.
Yeah, cool.
And it's exciting to have those kind of relationships that develop out of that. And what that also helps myself and us as an organization is just really connecting the dots. Yeah, it's business, but it really comes back to building relationships and strong partnerships with people.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I've seen over the years. What we are all about is developing those relationships and building those relationships. So we know a lot about Matt and what he has done and what he's been a part of within our organization, but tell us a little bit about Matt that maybe people wouldn't know, maybe some hobbies or some things that you like to do outside of work, maybe a little bit about Ann, who's been a big part of your life for a long time as well.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that. My wife is a big part of my life, there's no question. We have a great relationship. She does a wonderful job with what she does for her career, but she also has backed me up over the years and supported me in all the different things that I've done inside of this organization.
Yeah.
Got a couple of daughters, they're in their 30s now, they're married to husband, they both are married, 3 grandkids out of that too, so that's exciting for me too, that's something new. What does Matt like to do?
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting things that I do, but I don't know sometimes what they all are. I'm not really that handy of a guy, so I don't have a lot of those type of hands-on experience. I enjoy golfing. I've got some great partnerships with some of my good friends. I shouldn't say partnerships with friends, but partnerships with friends too.
Yeah.
That I enjoy that side of it. We enjoy a lot of time on the water. We like to go out and do a lot of things in the water, and we love to travel.
Yeah.
We like to get out and travel, whether it's around the Minnesota, Midwest area, or getting beyond that too. We spend a lot of time trying to do some good traveling.
You guys have enjoyed hiking and doing some other stuff outside.
Yeah, that's our big, when we travel, that's what we like to do, is a lot of hiking. We put our bikes on the back of the vehicle, and we do a lot of biking when we go traveling.
Fun.
We like to get out and explore, find new opportunities out that way too. New country is always fun for us to see.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's always nice to get to learn a little bit about one another, and for individuals who don't work with Matt on a daily basis, to kind of understand a little bit about who Matt is and what his hobbies are. So, some other questions that I have here for you are, what are you looking forward to in Sanco's future? There's a lot going on in Sanco Enterprises. There's a lot going on with all of our different companies right now. What is it that's really exciting you today about where we're going in the future? And maybe elaborate on that a little bit.
Today, what I'm excited about, we can talk about where we've been, which is exciting to watch that growth, which we've already touched on. What I'm really excited about is where we're going.
Yeah.
And we're going bigger places. And we're doing it in a way that makes sense to us as a company financially. It makes sense to us for the growth of our people so we can get there. But it's really neat to see that growth coming out that's there. We're a 4th generation business, as you know. And having the 4th generation is pretty exciting to have going too. A lot of companies don't get to that point where there's 4 generations that are in it. And our 4th generation has challenged all of us that they want to continue to keep growing and make this thing even go bigger.
Yeah.
And those are exciting. I've always been a big part of let's grow, let's change, let's get bigger stuff going. We have to do it in the right ways too. Sometimes people say, back off, Matt. We gotta hold back a little bit. But it's exciting to see those. And I think through all that, what's most exciting is to watch people grow too. When I look around in our organization and all the different people that have come into our organization and are still here today, a lot of longevity, and some people that are coming into the fold now, there's great opportunities out there for everybody. And at the end of the day, we just want to create some good, positive experiences. That's one of our core focus. That is our core focus, to create positive experiences. And when I say that, that's how we can grow, by creating those experiences. And those experiences are created positively through internal, through how we work with each other, through our vendor relations, and then also, importantly too, with our customer relationships that we have.
Absolutely.
To create all those positive experiences. So as we continue to do that sort of experiences with everybody in our organization and watch that, there's just exciting opportunities coming.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That brings us really to a great segue, and that would be, you know, with your experience in this industry and with this company, you know, if you're a new employee that's coming into Sanco Enterprises in one of our different buckets, as I call it, what is some advice that you would give them if they were just starting out with our organization? Because for you, you started out working in the parts department, pushing a broom, and look at where you are today. What an accomplishment. So I think it gives a lot of insight, and I think you being able to, you know, show or talk a little bit about what can make or what advice you can give to those people would be really important. So again, what advice would you give to a new employee coming into Sanco Services or Sanco Enterprises or Thermo King or Tyco Spotters or Sanco Equipment, any of the above?
I think number one, embrace what you have. Embrace what's in front of you and help yourself through all the people that surround you too. Ask questions, look, learn, listen, you know, you'll get a lot out of that. We have a lot of, what we provide as a company, we provide all the stuff you're gonna need to be educated about, whatever job you come into, whatever role that is, we have great training that's out there. And we have great experienced people that will help you through that in positive ways. Just make sure you're grabbing onto all that so you really can learn. Learn what you came in for, but if there's something that you're looking for down the road that you want to explore a little bit, and you're looking for that maybe a little elevation, or you want to do something different in the companies, the opportunities are there, but be willing to look around at that. If what you came in for is what you want to stay with, that's awesome too, and you can grow big with that. But in all these different ways, when you come in, be ready to look, listen, and learn. The other thing too is take a look at what our core values are. That isn't just something that we put on a piece of paper one day and said, that sounds good. That's what we live by, that's what we believe in. So really focus on those core values that we have, learn them, look at them, and look at them again, and make sure that you're part of that team that's with that core values.
Yeah, that's wonderful advice. Well, I just want to thank Matt for sitting down with us here today and talking to us a little bit about his journey here with Sanco and Thermo King and all the insight that he's given. You know, what's wonderful about this organization is we have a lot of people who work within here who have had or been here for 10, 20, 30 plus years. And we thank those individuals for being wonderful leaders in our community here at Sanco, and we look forward to many, many more years with you, Matt. So again, thank you to Matt Greibrok and all he has done for his organization, and we look forward to hearing more from him in the future. Obviously, we had the great opportunity today to talk to Matt Greibrok about his journey here at Sanco. But what we'd also like to say is thank you. Thank you to all of you who encompass Sanco Enterprises and who have been here for a long time. We want to talk and give a little bit of credit to you people and individuals as well. There's a lot of people in this organization that have been here for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and plus years, and you do not go unrecognized. That is what makes Sanco such a wonderful company, and that is what is going to bring us to the next level. As we have new people enter this organization, you are the leaders that are going to make the difference. We appreciate you and we thank you.